And please welcome to the stage, Erica.
When I gave up farming, I had raised chickens, ducks, goats, sheep, pigs, rabbits, and cows. Pigs are funny because they're born little warriors. From day one, they fight each other for the teat, biting each other's ears, biting their tails. Then they get older and they start to dig up the earth looking for the nuts the squirrels hid for winter. It's kind of shitty. And the pasture starts to look like it was aerated by a drunk with a shovel. But sheep are different. Sheep are gentle. And there are certain kind of people that will tell you that sheep are dumb, but sheep are not dumb. Sheep don't have canines and they don't have claws. They are able to run and that's it. Sheep are good at being sheep. Pigs are good at being pigs. We people are not always so good at being people, but sheep are good at being sheep. My favorite sheep that I ever had, her name was Cleo. And when she wanted attention, she would come up to me and she would grab the zipper of my hoodie and she would get fresh. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And I would say, I'm trying to feed you. Can you please get out of the way? And so finally I would give her attention. I would pet her right where she wanted, under her chin or right between her legs on her brisket. And she would be happy for a while, and then I would go to do something else and she'd kick me. We're not done here. And I'd pet her again and her tail would wag like a dog. You probably didn't think that sheep did that, but they do. Tails wag like dogs. And that favorite sheep, my little Cleo, one spring, she was pregnant, and she had her baby before it was supposed to be born. It was premature. There was nothing we could have done in any scenario. It was born, didn't even have wool. Keratinized hooves is what they should have had, but they were soft and gooey. And there's a sound that mother sheep makes when it's looking for its baby. They're usually off playing together, but mom doesn't know that. And it's this kind of like, bleat, and kind of like a snort combined together. And they never make that sound except when they're like, where the fuck are you? And Cleo made that sound for days. She didn't eat. She made that sound. I showed her baby for a couple of days. It's dead. I'm so sorry. She'd sniff it, and then she'd go off and make that sound. And it broke my heart because I had made a deal with Cleo and all the other animals that I was taking care of. And that deal was, when it is cold as balls in winter, I will be out and I will take care of you. When it is hot and all I want to do is sit in front of the air condition and maybe die, I will go out and take care of you. When I am so sick that I vomit 5 times doing 45 minutes of morning chores, I will vomit those 5 times and I will take care of you. When you are sick, I will call the vet. When you are 2 a.m. trying to have a baby and it is Christmas Eve, I will call the vet even though it is $1 million. And before that vet comes, I will do everything I can and I will be covered in birthing fluids and it will be so gross. But this is the deal that we made. When I'm at a farmer's market one day, I have a customer, she comes by and she's touching the pelts and she says, oh, they must be so relieved to get these off. But I'm grateful for her because she makes me realize that not only did my animals provide me nourishment with their milk, which I made into soap and cheese, and their wool, which I made into yarn and pelts, and their meat, which nourished me and my family and my other customers, she also made me realize that there is a disconnect between us and agriculture. And I understand what it is to love something and depend on it, and also to take from it. But I understand most of all the agreement that we made. You take care of me, I'll take care of you. Last July, I was like a sheep no claws, no canines of any use. So I ran. I left my farm, and I left my husband, and it's been 6 months since then, and my husband's had 6 months to decide if he wanted to still be a farmer, if he wanted to quit. And pretty much every day since then, either me or my family or our lawyers had said, "What are you gonna do?" And some days he says, "I'm gonna keep the farm. I'm gonna keep being a farmer. I'm a farmer." Okay. Some days he says, "I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna go travel." I say, "Okay." Some day he says, "I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna go travel, but I'm gonna keep my favorites like Cleo." I say, "Okay." Some day he says, "I'm gonna take them all to slaughter." I say, "Okay, how can I help you?" So I've tried, I've tried to help. I've offered help. We've come over. It's been 6 months of a lot of questions. What are you going to do? And 3 weeks ago, he told me, "I am leaving tonight for an inpatient mental health facility in Milwaukee, and you need to decide where those animals are going to go, because you work on Monday, and it's 40 minutes from the farm, and you work 12 hours. So you need to find a home for about roughly 80 animals in a weekend." And I went on Facebook, and I was grieving, and I said, "Please help me." And my friend Kelly and Garrett came over, and they took all my sheep. They took photographs of them. They emailed them to other shepherds, and they found homes for them all. My friend Scarlett came and took almost all of my goats, and she hugged me, and she said, "This too will pass." But I don't know if it will, because all I want to do is make that sound between a bleat and a snort that Cleo made, the sound that says, "I don't know where you are, and I want you to come back, and I don't know who I am without you." But I could make that sound for as long as I wanted, because I'm the one that's not coming back.